Welcome to LFC Transfer Hub. Today's news. For major transfers had been agreed, and one from last season was also set to complete his move after a year on loan. Significant reinforcements had been added to the Premier League title winners. Plans were already being made for the remaining 2 months of the transfer window, and expectations were slowly being built for the upcoming season, hopes of backing up their success. But now that we have been given the heartbreaking news that Diogo Jota has passed away, time has stood still, and it likely will continue to for at least the next couple of weeks while people are grieving. The idea of considering potential incoming or outgoing transfer moves feels incredibly insensitive at this time, and no one is expected to move for the foreseeable future until normality resumes. Although, of course, for a lot of Liverpool's players, their lives won't be the same again now that one of their friends is no longer here. We don't know what the full impact of Jota's passing will be. One potential likelihood is that we don't see any more transfer activity for the remainder of the summer if the players wish to keep the squad together as a family and work together to get through the upcoming season through a collective effort of supporting one another. Losing another player, albeit in a transfer, would be difficult for some fans to imagine. As such, Slot might hope to focus on getting the team into a headspace where they can compete again while working through their grief, rather than continuing to build the squad. But exactly the same could be said for the opposite approach. Mohamed Salah wrote in his tribute to Jota that the idea of returning to Liverpool after the break actively frightened him, so without attempting to speculate, the idea of playing on Merseyside without Jota might be took hard to bear. Either of these eventualities are possible, and in time, each player will decide how they would like to move forward once they feel comfortable to confront the situation they find themselves in. And to make it clear, there is no right or wrong way for the club to handle these circumstances. Whichever way Liverpool decide to act, we will all have our opinions about it, and that's fine, but the club has never been in this situation before, so mistakes might well be made. Until we get to a point whereby those decisions can take place, we will all just have to sit and wait. Regardless of what happens, it feels unfair to have any expectations for the upcoming season. Liverpool's Luis Diaz assures Bayern Munich of willingness to move. Bayern Munich's pursuit of Liverpool attacker Luis Diaz has accelerated over the course of the weekend. Bild report that the Colombian has assured the Bundesliga champions of his willingness to move, although no negotiations with the Premier League winners have yet taken place. The Rekordmeister made contact amid a transfer for Diaz just last week as they scour the market for a left-sided attacker following Leroy Sané's departure to Galatasaray. While the future of Kingsley Coman remains uncertain and Serge Gnabry entering the final year of his contract. After Nico Williams signed a contract extension with Athletic Club and Luis Enrique stating that he expects Bradley Barcola to remain at Paris Saint-Germain beyond the summer, Diaz is now the top candidate. According to Transfermarkt, Diaz market value sits at €70 million. It would take a significant offer for Liverpool to even consider selling the Colombia international, who scored 13 goals and provided 7 assists in 36 Premier League games last season. Liverpool deliver firm Luis Diaz not for sale message to Bayern Munich. Liverpool have rejected an approach from Bayern Munich for Luis Diaz and made it clear they have no intention of selling him this summer. Bayern sporting director Max Eberl contacted the Premier League champions in an effort to explore a potential deal but was swiftly informed that Diaz is not available. Discussions ended there, with Liverpool refusing to engage in any further negotiations. The 28-year-old has emerged as a crucial figure in Arne Slot's plans following a standout campaign in which he contributed 17 goals across all competitions. 13 of those came in the league as Liverpool clinched the title by a 10-point margin. Diaz also provided 7 assists during the campaign, underlining his growing importance to the team since arriving from Porto in January 2022 for a fee that could rise to £49 million. Despite strong interest from European giants and clubs in the Saudi Pro League, Liverpool's stance remains unchanged. The club views Diaz as a cornerstone of their attack for the foreseeable future and are not considering any offers regardless of value. Barcelona were also rebuffed earlier in the transfer window after making a similar inquiry. Manchester City and Al Nassr have previously shown interest, but Liverpool's message to all suitors has been consistent. Diaz has expressed satisfaction with his situation at Anfield. Speaking while on international duty with Colombia, he reiterated that he would be happy to see out the remaining 2 years of his contract. "I'm very happy at Liverpool," Diaz said last month. If Liverpool offer us a good extension or I stay for the 2 years left, I'll be content. It depends on them. He also acknowledged that discussions had taken place regarding his future, which he described as normal during the transfer window, but made clear that his commitment. Bayern Munich makes Luis Diaz transfer decision as Liverpool linked with $47 million midfielder. Liverpool is still coming to terms with the tragic loss of Diogo Jota and his brother Andre Silva, and that will remain the case for some time. In what is a difficult period for the club, that is the most important thing above all else. This week, the Liverpool players will begin to return for pre-season training, and they will be grieving the loss of a much-loved teammate. It is impossible to express just how tough that will be. I am truly lost for words, Mohamed Salah said. Until yesterday, I never thought there would be something that would frighten me of going back to Liverpool after the break. It is going to take some time before things feel normal again. Those close to Diogo and his brother Andre need all the support they can get, Salah said. They will never be forgotten. Somehow, Liverpool will have to find a way to move forward without Jota. Everyone has already come together for support and remembrance, and that will undoubtedly continue. In such circumstances, it feels utterly trivial and meaningless that transfer speculation continues. Quite obviously, that is at the forefront of no one's mind at Anfield right now. Liverpool, though, has been claimed to be the frontrunner to sign former Feyenoord midfielder Orkun Kaku from Benfica this summer. According to Caught Offside, the Turk would be valued at around $47 million, £34 million. It remains to be seen whether Liverpool wants to bring in another midfielder this summer. For now, the focus is clearly elsewhere, though several stars' futures are still to be worked out. Elsewhere, the Portuguese outlet A Bola has reported that the Reds are one of the clubs showing interest in signing Colombian international Luis Suarez. The 27-year-old scored 31 times in Spain last season, but that was in the second division for Almeria. Manchester United, Sunderland, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, and Sporting CP are also mentioned as interested parties. Sporting seemingly is set to lose Swedish forward Viktor Gyökeres. The player, who scored 63 goals in all competitions last season, is of interest to Arsenal, who could finally be set to bring in a number 9. According to Fabrizio Romano, talks are ongoing between Arsenal and Sporting to come to an agreement. Gyökeres, though, has agreed to forego a part of his salary in order to get the deal done. Finally, Luis Diaz has told Bayern Munich that he would be open to moving to Germany, and he has therefore become the Bundesliga side's top target this summer. According to Bild, the Reds have already knocked back approaches this summer, including from Barcelona. Diaz had a productive season under Arne Slot last year and had his best season since arriving from FC Porto. Yesterday, Diaz paid an emotional tribute to Jota after being unable to attend the funeral service. Obviously, it's very hard. It's very hard to find out about news like that, isn't it? Diaz told Win. Raúl Jiménez's moving tribute to great friend Diogo Jota. Raúl Jiménez was the latest to pay a touching tribute to his former teammate Diogo Jota before and during Mexico's Gold Cup triumph against the United States. Jiménez and Jota shared the pitch 82 times during their respective spells at Wolves between 2018 and 2020, with the Mexican scoring 11 goals assisted by Jota. He was a great teammate, Jiménez told reporters last week. We shared many beautiful moments, being important parts of what Wolves achieved in those times. It's very tough to learn this type of news about someone so close to you and who was a great friend. In honor of Jota, Jiménez walked out for Mexico's Gold Cup final on Sunday with a jersey featuring the number 20 and Diogo J on the back, before another emotional tribute after his goal. Jiménez scored an equalizer for his side and briefly celebrated with his teammates before pulling out the same shirt he walked out in, sitting on the turf and doing Jota's famed gaming celebration. PSG's Ousmane Dembele, former Liverpool women player Rinsola Babajide, Nashville's Hani Mukhtar, former youth teammate Diogo Goncalves, and the AFL's Jesse Motlop, among others, have also dedicated their goals in a similar manner. It was another emotional tribute to Jota since his tragic death alongside his brother Andre Silva last Thursday, with the sporting world and beyond uniting to collectively pay their respects. Liverpool players will start to return to the club on Tuesday after preseason training was postponed, with players granted extra time off to grieve their teammate and friend. As it stands, there has been no decision on whether the first friendly of the summer against Preston on Sunday will be cancelled. Players will be consulted on their return. Diogo Jota's best Liverpool moments, penalties, Arsenal, and winners. Diogo Jota's Liverpool career gave us all memories and moments that we will forever treasure. These are just some of the times that he made us smile. There are few words to convey the devastation of the death of Jota at just 28. Alongside his brother Andre Silva, the shock and disbelief is difficult to process. The outpouring of emotion and tributes from the football world and beyond epitomizes the regard in which they were held, and their legacies will live on. Jota was adored at Liverpool. He was part of all our lives and endeared himself not only with his ability on the pitch but, more importantly, his kindness and zest for life off it. He gave us so much joy, and that is what we want to focus on here. Liverpool won the FA Cup final on penalties against Chelsea in 2022, but if not for Jota's nerves of steel, that may never have come to pass. Sadio Mane had missed the Reds' 5th spot kick, and if Jurgen Klopp's side missed again, Chelsea would be one kick away from the trophy, but up stepped Jota.